Hey guys, Ryan from Old School Auto here. Today we're doing some more work on the Rambler. It's wiring harness day. We're punching a hole through the firewall and we're going to be threading this new wiring harness in. So let me show you what we got going on right now. Okay, so first things first, here's the Jeep firewall where the wiring harness passes through. So what I've done is I got a piece of 16 gauge steel and we measured out the dimensions of the hole, and I've duplicated it in this steel, and it also kind of duplicates this reinforcement ring around the hole here. Okay, so over here on the Rambler, as we showed before, I've trimmed out the inner fender apron because there just simply wasn't enough room. This, you can see this area right here. This is where the factory wiring harness would have gone through, and it's been patched shut. And then right here, we're scribing and cutting a spot for the new wiring harness to go through. So the reinforcement plate that duplicates the Jeep is going to go on here like this. We just need to trim out the inside of it and then get this lined up exactly where we want it, and I'm going to spark it into place. Okay, here's the reverse angle from inside the engine compartment, but the reinforcement plate is welded on, all welds are ground down, and it's got a little paint on there. And as soon as the paint sets up, we're going to install the wiring harness plug. Before we can do our final wiring harness layout, we need to install the engine and transmission in the car in order to know what orientation the wiring harness needs to be in the engine bay. We're going to first start by getting the engine off the stand using our load leveler, and then in preparation to connect the engine and transmission together, we need to install the flex plate or flywheel. In this case, it's a flex plate, and you'll notice that I made the error. I forgot to install the engine separator plate. Here I caught it and I'm putting that on. So always remember to get that engine separator plate in place before you go ahead and torque the flywheel. Now I'm using a flywheel holding tool while I torque the flywheel bolts to 105 foot-pounds in 3 steps and using Loctite to make sure they don't back out. Once we've got that done, everything's torqued in place, we can rotate the flywheel until it's roughly in the same position as the torque converter and go ahead and mate the engine and transmission together. The difficult part here is getting the torque converter and the flex plate to line up. This takes a little bit of finagling. I used a flat blade screwdriver with a Phillips head screwdriver, kind of jammed through one of the holes in the bell housing for leverage. Once I get everything lined up, I'm adding all the torque converter bolts. I'm threading them in finger tight because I want to be able to get all 4 of the torque converter bolts in before I torque it down. Then once I've got all of them in finger tight, I'm just going to go through, torque them all to 40 foot-pounds, and they've got red Loctite to make sure they don't back out. And here it's time to install the engine in the car. Using our load leveler, we're going to tilt the engine back at the right angle, being careful of the radiator support in the front and the firewall in the back. And then we're just going to ease it on down in. once the engine is sitting lightly on the motor mounts, we're going to start trying to get the bolts in between the motor mount brackets and the motor mount rubber isolators. The passenger side is a little tricky because the Rambler motor mount, is threaded, and the bolt has to go in from the bottom, and that's for the front mount, and then the rear one is really close to the oil pan, and it doesn't have enough room between the oil pan and the bracket for the bolt to go in from the top, so you have to hold the nut and thread the bolt in from the bottom. The driver's side is just the conventional nut and bolt on both the front and the back, and goes in a lot easier. That's why I did the passenger side first. Once we got the motor mounts in, just pull the engine lift away, and we can start installing the wiring harness. Now I'm just laying the wiring harness in place, getting it ballpark where I like it. Got some zip ties and cutters, and I'm just using the zip ties to hold it in the ballpark so I know roughly where the wiring harness needs to lay in order for everything to reach where it needs to reach. Okay, and here we have a lot closer to the finished product. The Rambler motor mounts, which space the engine forward and down from the incorrect full-size AMC motor mounts that we had. It locates this engine just like it grew here. I mean, there's just a perfect minimal amount of clearance between the firewall and the back of the cylinder head. And then up front we got the original Rambler radiator mocked up, and we've got about just probably 3/8 of an inch clearance. I mean, the radiator's not fully bolted in, so when there, you kind of see it's just the perfect amount of clearance. We'll rig up some kind of fan shroud here eventually. We got the Jeep intake and Jeep exhaust header mocked up, and it looks like it's going to clear everything perfectly. And we've got the wiring harness plugged in. We'll eventually make a cover that'll just keep the spray from the tire from getting this excessively wet, because that's a potential leak spot where water could intrude into the interior. We don't need that. So we've got a few more items we need to do. There's a wiring cable right down here that has this oval plug. This is going to pass through the firewall probably right around this area. This is for the HVAC controls, which we may or may not end up using them, but I'm going to just have that wire is going to go through the firewall just so it'll terminate someplace dry like it was designed to. And then we've got 2 pass-throughs over here. This one, this goes to the steering column, so this is going to be probably the ignition wiring. And then this here passed through the firewall on the Jeep because it went to the wiper motor, but on this it's got an external wiper motor, so we may not have to cut, we probably won't cut a hole in the firewall for this, because this is, we're either just going to rewire this so it goes to the Rambler wiper motor, which is right there, or if I'm going to take this wiper motor off just to test fit and see how the Jeep wiper motor might work, because if the Jeep wiper motor will attach to the Rambler wiper motor linkage, we might as well just use the modern Jeep wiper motor, and then all the wiring we know will work together. We got our computer down here. Not sure if it's going to mount horizontally, vertically, or what. That remains to be seen. We got options here. And heck, it could even go, actually, that might be a perfect spot for it right there. That looks really good, actually. I like that. And that frees up a lot of space over here for, say, a radiator overflow or a windshield washer bottle or something like that. That might work out really well. And this, got to figure out a spot for the fuse block, because the battery is probably going to go here. You know, we do have a lot of room. We could put, yeah, you know, I don't like the idea of having the battery above the computer. That we don't want battery acid leaking on that. So we'll probably end up putting the battery over here, just like it was on the Jeep. And then this fuse block will either mount, we might even make a bracket and just mount it here on the side of the shock tower, or it'll mount right in here. And I did test fit the Jeep HVAC system. It's way bigger, way bulkier than the Rambler HVAC, so we're going to keep the Rambler HVAC, and we're just going to we're going to have to wire in the Jeep wiring harness to work with that, and we'll plumb some custom AC hoses to work with the Jeep AC pump, which is going to go right here. But we made some big progress today. Everything, now that we have the right parts, is fitting properly. I mean, this thing slid in here, it fits like a glove. And then the other thing we're gonna have to do right now, the rear of the transmission is being supported just by a little jack right here. And there's the original transmission cross member. That rectangular black metal bracket right there. We're gonna pull that off and see if we can repurpose the Rambler cross member, if it could be possible to use like maybe a GM transmission mount. If not, we'll probably just, you know, cut the cross member, you know, there and there, and then weld up some kind of custom deal to bridge between the two mounting points and hold the rear of the transmission up. Our distance, it looks like we're going to be roughly 48.5 inches from the transmission yoke to the rear end on the factory rear end, but I'm also going to swap over to an 8.8 out of an Explorer after I narrow it, which that's going to be a video coming up very soon. So it'll probably end up being a different measurement. And then lastly, the Rambler speedometer cable is not going to work with we've got the transmission swap adapter. It's basically an electronic speed sensor with provisions for a cable right there. It's used for, well, it was used in YJs because they had a mechanical speedometer along with this transmission. It's popular for CJ 4-liter swaps with this transmission as well. So I think we'll end up grabbing a Jeep CJ speedometer cable, and that should have the proper end on this end, and it should have also the proper threaded end on the speedometer side to run the factory Rambler speedometer. But that's our Saturday progress. We ended up, the first half of this video was actually shot during a weekday, and we ended up spreading this video out over 2 days worth of wrenching. But we're making big progress here. This thing is getting close. Probably just a couple more wrench days and this thing will be ready to fire. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching the project. Remember, like, subscribe, and share the video. It really helps me out. It helps me bring you guys more content. So anyway, that's it for today. Remember, keep hot rodding, keep wrenching, and we hope you enjoyed the video today.